Hi guys, welcome back on my channel. Dorota Palicka, International Nail Artist and Educator here, and finally we've got a really beautiful and amazing weather. So I thought I will show you step by step how to do a beautiful sunflower nails. Have a wee preview of them in here. So nice and summer theme. I hope you will really enjoy watching this tutorial. Let's start. We are going to do some sunflower nails since it's the summertime, and I have done the thumbnail and now show you how to design the rest of the nails. So we've got the index finger, middle finger, ring finger and a pinky. And those two nails I'm just going to paint black color, and then those two nails we will paint with some pink one, and I'm going to use 217 Flower Garden. It's a kind of like a very light pink color, so we can do a French. So I'm just applying nice and thin layer. And give it a cook. And we are going to do that on this one as well. And then give it a cook. On those two, we will go for a full black coverage. And actually, the black ink was out of stock. It's back in stock, but I didn't take it to the home studio, so I'll just use a foil design gel and some old brush to slap it on, which is a shame because the black ink is just like a one coat coverage. So I'm just painting a full black foil design gel. And then cook it. And cook this one as well. Okay, now the first tip is ready. I'm just going to grab it and we'll do the French. So on those two nails we will go for a French manicure, and I'm going to use the foil design gel as well and the angular gel brush. I'm always cleaning the gel brush in the same color I'm going to use. Actually, for any brushes, I'm just cleaning it in the color I'm going to use. So I'm painting first of all a V shape, and then on the other side V shape as well. Then work on the neatness of the line and check the height of the corners. So this corner needs to be a bit higher. And now push the product to the smile line. Same on the other side. Until they meet into the V shape. And then once I've got my V shape, I can push in the middle. This is the way how I always do the French manicure. Doesn't matter what color it is. Then once I'm happy with it, I'm going to give it a cure. So same on this one. I have been actually back to my brush, and the studio room is really light and there is lots of sunshine coming through it. So I have damaged it a little bit. So like always remember guys, keep your brushes away from the direct sunlight. Which obviously make painting French more difficult because it's not as sharp like my brush. I can still manage. I think I'm better with my brushes. The longer I work as a nail technician, the better I treat them. But on the beginning, like I went through so many brushes. I've damaged so many brushes. Unbelievable, especially the acrylic brushes. Okay, and then just push in the middle. Obviously, when I will be doing this set on the extensions, I would just build up nails with the cover gel. So I've got a nice coverage for a French manicure, and then do the French. And then cook this one as well. On the mixing palette, I'm going to pick up a little bit of colors. So we're definitely needing a tiny bit of the black. So a tiny bit of black. Just clean my brush. Eventually, after I use it a couple times, it should hopefully get its sharpness back. We are going to use some Color Plus and yellow. Of course, paint on French gel. And I've got some orange, which is Boogie Nights 151. I need something darker. Actually, I take a drop of 198 as well. It's a really nice yellow. And I had dilemma, should I paint them black or should I paint some yellow nails? I had a really big dilemma, but I will just show you the design. So we are going to start painting with those full nails. They cooked now. And using the watercolor brush, so that's a slightly bigger brush from the Nail Perfect, we will start painting the sunflower. Okay, so I'm going to use a paint on French gel mixed with some yellow. And let's do it maybe in this corner. So that's the first petal. So what I'm doing is I'm starting gently and then I'm pressing harder. Starting gently, press harder and then lighter. Harder, lighter. Harder, lighter. So this way I get a nice shape of the petals. Actually, why not do another one? And it's nice if you've got those see-through places as well. So when you press harder, you are going to create those see-through places. Okay, so after we have created the first layer of the petals, cook them in. And here we are going to do the same. And actually, because of the shape of this brush, painting those kind of petals is really easy, I would say. I'm just touching up some petals and then give it a cook. I'll quickly paint some more in here. Make sure you leave some gaps in between the leaves, just so you can paint then the next row. Actually, petals, not leaves. And then on the black one, we are going to paint full sunflower. The easiest advice I can give you is try to kind of put all the petals in a one center. So they have to all go into one center. Okay, now I can make them a little bit bigger. And cook them in. And the last one, so on this one, I'm just going to do a tiny sunflower on the side, and that's it. Just so we've got some small accent of it. Okay, let's go back to the first ones. So next step is to grab some sponge, and you could also use this tool as well. I'm just going to do it with the sponge. And I'm going to dip it in those orange and yellow. Actually, I'm going to do it better. I will add a drop of the red into my yellow to create my own orange. And the reason for it is the Color Plus gels, they are paint-on gels, and they seems to be much more pigmented, so they are fantastic for sponging, better than the gel polishes, which are more absorbed by the sponge. Cool, so we've got nice orange. I always keep a tiny bit of forms as well, so I can clean it. You have guys seen me doing some ombres, ombre and baby boomer with this technique, so I have picked up the orange, and now we are going to go over it. I'm not worried if I'm getting some bits and pieces in the middle place, because that's the center which we are going to cover with the black ring anyway. Okay, so we're going with some orange. Like I'm trying to fade it a little bit as well, using the corner of the sponge, and then I can cook it. So orange goes first. Okay, so corner of the sponge to reach those places. I don't want to go too much over my black, because it will make it is black, but it would get kind of dirty, and we don't want that. So basically what I'm doing is I'm doing an ombre with my sponge. Okay, cook it. Quickly on the other ones. Especially on those light color, I'm really careful, so I'm working with the corner of my sponge. But I'm not bothered here about the middle. Okay, corner, corner, and then more in the middle. After we have used those orange, I'm going to add a drop of the black into my orange. And pick up on the sponge those color. And now apply it more to the middle. Give it a cook. And here you can see it like how nice middle of the sunflowers we are getting. Don't be scared to go outside the middle, and obviously not too much, but just a little bit, so the next petals are going to stand out. If you don't go far enough, I would say half of the length of the previous petals, then the next row of petals will kind of disappear. So I'm going up to the half of the first petals. And, oh, and one more. Okay, so. And then cook it. And then we are going to paint the next row of the petals. So just clean my brush. And pick up the first tip. So I'm picking up again white and yellow. And painting some petals of the sunflower in between. So on those empty space, I'm painting another row of the petals. Okay, and because the background was quite dark, like those orangey and browny place which we have created, they are visible. Otherwise they would disappear. And then same in here. So you can paint them like by pressing harder and then drag it. I find that it's just quicker to paint it with this larger brush than trying to do it with the small one. So that's how it's supposed to look. Next one. So I'm almost not touching, then pressing harder to create the petal shape. Almost not touching, press harder, harder. So this way it looks really nice. Okay, next ones. In between. And I like how, because the gel is so highly pigmented, when I press harder, there are some places where the gel kind of splits, and that looks really nice. Cook it. Same on this one. So fin, press it harder. Fin, press it harder. And we've got another petals. I think actually the more you see it, the better hang of it you get. Oh, and we can get a really nice result on this one because the background is really dark. So I'm going to clean my brush. And let's do it. So touch, press hard. Look how my brush is splitting nice. And it's creating those nice shape. Okay, we've got one. Probably on a client, I would do it on 2 fingers. Just because you can see it, like the nicer the design, the more time consuming it is. But I definitely had to show you guys those sunflowers, because soon the seasons for them will start, so you will know how to do them for your clients. Okay, let me check if I've got any more to do. No, actually I don't. Cool, so the next step, again, we are going to sponge it. So I'm just taking the sponge and we will sponge it with the orange one. So I'm sponging with the orange. I like it because we've got really nice colors, like real sunflower colors. Cook it. If you don't have a very highly pigmented gels, I would suggest you cure it once and then you do it at a second layer of the colors. This one is really nice too. Oh, and I think this one is my favorite one because the colors really stands out on this one. Like really nicely stands out the colors. And this one on the top is so beautiful as well. Okay, cook it. And then time for the next step. So we are going to clean the brush and pick up some black. So I'm taking the black and just painting the rounded part in here. and then rounded part, cook it. Same on this one. I really like this sunflower. We are going to also highlight the top petals as well and do the middle of the sunflower, just so it looks more realistic. You can guys hit those share button so the others can see this tutorial as well. I will really appreciate it. And if you're new in here and that's one of the first videos you have seen, hit the subscribe button, as there is lots of tutorials coming up. Obviously in the winter time I've got more time, so there is always more videos compared to the summer. But okay, let's do the little dots. So I'm going to use the old brush. I'm trying to not use the good brush, it would be really damaging for the brush to paint the dots. So I'm just using some old brush to paint tiny dots. The smaller the better. Okay, same in here. Then freeze it. Flash cure is just a couple seconds cure for the product to stop being runny. And same here. I'm not sure which ones I like better, the white background, the nude background, or the black one. Oh, I don't know. Last one, come on. You could also add a drop of yellow, so the white doesn't stand out as strong for the dots. And now is the time to outline those couple petals which we've got on the top. So for this one I'm going to use the D-liner brush and some paint on French. So I have picked up a little bit, and when you're working for such a small detail, you want to really pick up the product only at the tip of your brush. So do not dip in full brush into the product, because then you're losing control over it. Okay, so just a tiny bit of the product. I love this one. This one is my favorite one. So don't start with your favorite one. You need to warm up your hand. And what I'm doing is I'm just highlighting those petals. Okay, so when I'm picking up the product, I'm dragging it. And now I can highlight those petals. See, this way they are stand out more. I like this one because I'm not sure if the camera can see it, but it has those wee veins inside the flowers, yes, you can see it on this one. There is a wee vein. That's why I like it so much. Okay, cook it in. You could paint a tiniest lines inside as well to create those veins, but that will be a different level of the design. and I think too time consuming. I mean, much prettier. Okay, I start feeling I've got too much product, so I have cleaned my brush again. And outlining. This one is actually nice as well once the outline is in. Okay, cook it. Wee tiny one. And the last one. So the darker orange, brown and black you use, the more the next petals are going to stand out. This one is done. Oh, that's the last one. And then the top coat, and I can show you how the final... No, this one is done. And then I can show you how... Oh, this one is my favorite one, totally. Oh, this one. So it doesn't look even nice, look like what a difference. So let's see how it will look once we outline it. That's already much better. And I show you those three lines which I was talking about. Thanks, cameraman. Yes, they are not going to be visible. It's just a wee highlight. That's it. They are. Okay. I do one more. So they're hardly visible, but they kind of make a more advanced look. I'm so dreaming, guys, about the holidays. Like, I want to go somewhere where it's nice and warm. And we always used to go to Poland in the summertime. Not this year. I miss it so much. We used to live close to the Baltic Sea, like very close. And the sand is golden there. And I miss it so much. So much. Okay, cook this one. These ones are cooked, and I've got one more in here. Oh, it's cooked. Awesome. So top coat, and then we can see the final look. I'm actually quite curious how this is going to look together. So let's start from the pinky. You could, of course, bling it up as well. I was also thinking like maybe sugar would be nice, or even the nails painted yellow, as I say, but I think we'll leave yellow. I just got an idea. Maybe it will be nice to do some daisy flowers as well. Let me know down in the comments below if you would like to see some daisy flowers. Look how nice it is once we put the top coat over it. Okay, cook this one, middle one. Oh, this one is just stunning. It looks so real. I should paint them all so nice. Sorry guys, I'm checking how the top coat is reflecting in the light, because then later on in the pictures it's visible if there is any bits and pieces of the dust or the top coat is uneven. That's it. Yeah, and let's see the final look. So I'm just going to put this mess away, and we've got the thumbnail. Then the next one we have done was Pinky, and Pinky is ready. I'm using a blue tack to attach this to the crystals. And actually I might show you guys what I meant by the metal pieces. So the ones which we've got on our website, they've got metal holder, and metal holder is much stronger compared to the plastic ones. The plastic one just breaks off easy, and this one actually broke off as well, and it's thicker in here. So I prefer, like, especially with the smaller tips, that I don't paint over the blue tack. But the main thing is stronger, you know. And sometimes when we're doing a transfer foils, or like we use some products which we need to press harder, than the metal one is ideal. Okay, sorry, concentrating on my blue tack. Now I've got trouble, guys, because Olivia is wearing some nails, and I was using her always as a model, so we was sticking those nails with the tiny bit of the blue tack on her to take a nice thumbnail picture. Now I'm going to struggle to do a good thumbnail picture on the model hands. When you cook the tips, don't touch them until the top coat cools down, if you want to have them nice and shiny. That's another tip. That's why I'm always struggling with this part, because I don't want to touch the tips too soon. Okay, that's the middle one. Then the Pinky. So it's like a late summer, autumn even set of the nails. Too soon for the autumn. But let me clean those fingerprints. There we are. And that's the set which we have created today. I'm going to zoom it. Oh, that's stunning. Cameraman shows the thumb up. Okay, that's good. So that's the set which we have created. Now I like it when it's kind of matte-ish, and that's my favorite one, this one. I think, guys, you think the same. This one is so stunning, so painted it bigger. Looks much nicer. I'm sending you lots of glittery hacks, and bye for now.